Yeah, well, I missed the chance to get fired. I figured.
You recording now?
Yeah, I got it. When I first said I was doing this, the principal would come up here, well, you're gonna film your classroom? What if? I mean, I guess you get new government teacher. Somebody doesn't like what I'm doing, they'll, whatever, I guess I'll go to work. But coaching girls, they're not girls. Does that make sense? As a male coach, they're not girls. They can't be girls. Everybody get my drift? Right?
Sure.
I was coaching the Austin, playing Tom Bean, and there's this point guard. And I realized I was looking at her eyes, and I said, stop, I can't do that. And I would just, there was something weird about her. Not weird like weird, something weird. Later on that, I guess it was that spring, me and my friends went to eat, and she was a waitress, and she said, what are you doing here? Just eating with my friends. She told, I thought you were a coach. I said, well, yeah. She thought I was this old guy. Here I was still a coach. Now, a year later, she's working at Walmart Pharmacy. She's going to Grayson College. She goes to college with Brooke. Brack, you've known me a while, right?
Yeah.
Would you consider me a complete piece of garbage?
No.
Okay. You're fixing to. Me and Brooke are walking through Walmart. And there's the Walmart pharmacy. Yeah, just like an owl. After, did I tell you about the track meet? The junior high track, right before I got married. The junior high district track meet in Bells, Texas. I'm walking by the fence, and the Tom Bean track coach says, hey, Ryle, come here. So I go over there. I say, they said, will you get married? Yeah. And they start the whole, you don't need to get married. You're too young. Wait a while. Don't get married. I'm like, yeah. Well, the girl with the eyes was standing next to her. After all this crap goes down, I'm walking through Walmart. I've got an answering machine and cologne. Those are two of the most unreal things I could ever buy. Cologne and an answering machine. I just put a phone in. I didn't have a phone before. The kid from the grocery store would come up and say, Coach Ryle, your mom called. Can you call her? So I'd go to the field house and call her. I'm walking down one of the aisles, and here comes the girl with the eyes. Except now her hair is grown, and it's real curly. This was the hair the first time. Okay? This was the hair that was walking down the Walmart aisle. Okay? She walks right almost next to me, and I go, hey, Christy, because I saw the name tag. And we talked for about 12 and a half seconds. I went home, and the first call I made on my phone was the Walmart pharmacy. And I said, oh, here was the hair first. So I called the Walmart pharmacy, that's the hair second. That's why I had to talk. That's like the dream hair right there. That's it. That's the dream. That's why I begged God, please let me marry a hot blonde. Please, God. Well, while the lady answers says, yeah, I said, is Christy there? They said, yes. And then I realized she has no idea what my name is. So she answers the phone and says, hello. I said, this is the guy who used to coach at Ben Austin, now I coach at Gunner. She goes, oh, yeah. I said, would you like to go out sometime? She said, aren't you married? Because she went to college with Brooke. I said, well, that's a long story, but no. She goes, okay. And I said, all right, and I hung up. Called back about 2 seconds later. Said, do you want to go tonight? She said, yes. And we started going out. Back before we got married, she was standing there next to the Tom Bean coach saying, you don't need to get married. And later on, she said, we were trying to get you to ask me out. I got ticked. Because if you want me to ask you out, say, hey, she would like to go out with you. Not, you don't need to get married. If you wanted me to look at the blue sky, don't say, check out that green tree over there. Was God trying to tell me something throughout all that?
Teachers, pardon the interruption. At this time, we need all sophomores to the cafeteria. All sophomores, please report to the cafeteria at this time. Teachers, if you have all sophomores, please accompany them to the cafeteria. Thank you.
I ended up getting to marry the exact person God made for me. I don't know if she feels the same way, but I got that opportunity. I almost blew it. I almost ruined it. But even though I did blow it, it turned out okay to me. Now let me tell you this little, that shirt of mine, all this whole week, I'm trying to get y'all to see that, number one, life ain't gonna go the way you want it to. It's gonna go the way it needs to, and that's way better than the life you think you need to live. Does that make sense? My oldest kid, Cole, he was looking at colleges, and him and Ryan Norwood went and looked at Stephen F. Austin. And it was going to be $23,000 or $24,000 a year. And Ryan looked at Colt and said, Colt, did you know what Wyoming? Wyoming is $27,000 a year for out of state. So they started looking at Wyoming. I'd never said anything. I'd seen Wyoming play football, but I'd never said anything about that. And so they start talking about it, and Christy says, okay, look, if you apply and you get accepted, we'll go visit. Because if you're going to go visit Wyoming, it's not like going to Huntsville or to Nacogdoches. It's a little bit more than that. He applies, and he gets a letter saying, you got to make, because he wanted to be a trainer, you got to make 3 points higher on your ACT to get accepted. He signed up for the test. He got a letter like the next week or 2 weeks later saying you're accepted. So they planned for a trip after football season, one weekend, to drive up there, check it out, and come back. When they're up there, Saturday afternoon, Christy calls me. She says, are you sitting down? I said, yes. She said, the car is in the shop. And immediately, because I'm me, I was like, no, it's not. It can't be. That can't happen. Because it can't. We can't be stuck up there and not have a car, and that's not in the... She goes, wait, hold up. It's in the shop. It'll be ready Thursday. And then I didn't say, oh, well, that's fantastic. That's wonderful. I said, that can't happen. We're not, I started freaking out. And she goes, look, this car dealership was helping her out. It was Saturday afternoon, there was no rent-a-car places in Laramie. So they had to drive into the Denver airport, and then they were going to get a rent-a-car and then drive home. And I'm just, that's not the plan. This doesn't work. We can't do that. They had smelled something while they were driving in New Mexico. And then it went away. The car was acting funny, so in Laramie, after driving for like a day, they take it to the shop. There was no oil in the engine. So they literally drove through Colorado and drove another day. Can that happen? If you ain't got oil in the engine, does it work? It worked. Didn't blow the engine up. Okay? So is this some weird stuff happening here? Can you agree? This is kind of weird now. At that car dealership, while the lady was talking to somebody, a guy comes up, So he wants to be a trainer for the football team. All right. Guy comes up and says, hey, I overheard your conversation. I used to be a quarterback at Wyoming, and I know the trainer. I got his phone number right here. Christy said, here's the plan. You're going to, we had some money because my parents had died, so we had a little bit of money set back. She said, you and the boys are going to fly back up here next weekend. We're going to go pick up the car. They've set up a meeting with the trainer because they were out of town. The football team was out of town that weekend. They were going to be in town the next week, so they were going to get to meet the trainer. We fly up there, we meet the trainer, we go to the game, and the trainer says, yeah, you got a job. Would all of that happen if it was went the way I wanted it to? It wouldn't have been possible. The car had to break down. They had to go to that dealership. And then everything had to fall into place, and now he found it. And that was his place to go. I had no doubt in my mind that's where he was supposed to be. It's where he is supposed to be. We did get to go to the game that night. Not for free. We didn't get free tickets. We were supposed to, but we had to pay for it. They were playing basically, they were playing the top team in the conference and kind of playing for a spot in the conference championship, and they beat them. And we were there, and they run the field, and everybody's going nuts. Well, then they refs like, hold it. Last play of the game was not incomplete. San Diego State scored a touchdown on that play. So we got to clear the field. They're going to go for 2. If they go for 2, they win. If they don't, it's 1 point. So they finally, in just like 10, 15 minutes, they cleared the stadium. Ryan, we're on the sidelines, on the fence. You and Ryan were right there, right? They missed the 2-point conversion. They show, ESPN shows the camera angle from the scoreboard. Ryan and Pacer are the first on the field. They're the first. So then as soon as the ball snapped, they slid under the fence and took off. And it was like, it was right. You know, I mean, it was right, and it was awesome, and it's been great for him. There's a bunch of things that happened, and anyhow, I want to show you this little. Well, yeah, I'll show you this little story. Oh, please work. I have not explained the Packers to y'all. I love the Green Bay Packers because I love football and I love history. Does anybody know anything about Green Bay, Wisconsin? What's that?
Cold.
It is cold. It is about the size of Denton. It's probably smaller than Denton. About 100-something thousand people, and they have a professional sports team. They shouldn't, but they do. They started in 1919, back when the NFL was just little town teams, and everybody was like Green Bay. They don't have an owner. If you buy a Cowboy shirt, who are you giving money to? Jerry Jones. If you go to the game, you're giving money to Jerry Jones. If you pay $125 to park, and that's probably a bargain, you're paying Jerry Jones. Okay? If you can't buy a Green Bay ticket because they're all season tickets, they're all sold out. If I'd have put Little Pacer on the waiting list when he was born, when he was somewhere in his 40s, he might have a chance to buy season tickets. People pass it down their wheels. He's an owner. Colt and Pacer are owners. There's no owner. People buy stock, and you get to vote on stuff, and they send letters out, and he votes yes or no on stuff. Y'all have never done that before, have you? No, I just don't know. There's no profit. It's like a college team. It's like A&M. It's like Alabama. We're in the college town, and everybody's crazy. That's what it is. It's a different feel. It has a college feel to it, not an NFL feel. The training camp, there are practice fields right across the street from the stadium. It's in the neighborhood with houses. And for 50 years, kids ride their bikes, watch practice, and after the first practice, a player picks a kid. And all practice time, all training camp, that kid carries that guy's pads while the guy rides the bike back to the stadium. It's just a family, small town, amazing atmosphere. I've always loved the Packers. When Colt was born, God told me the first names, didn't tell me the middle names. Christy looked at me. Do you remember who gave me Christy? Who gave me Christy? Who made Christy for me? God did. He said, okay, we got Colt. What's his middle name gonna be? And she looked at me, she said, what about Lambo? Curly Lambeau started the Green Bay Packers. Lambeau Field is where they play. She said that, and I looked at her, and I said, you are the most amazing girl I've ever met. So Colt Lambeau, Pacer's middle name is Kinnick, because Niall Kinnick is I don't give a crap about Iowa, but he beat Notre Dame. He beat Notre Dame in the 30s. He won the Heisman Trophy. He was a war hero. World War II, he ditched his plane in the ocean because of engine problems instead of landing it on the aircraft carrier because there was people all over and he would have killed a bunch of people. So he could have saved his own life, but he risked his life. He ended up drowning to save their lives. And the stadium in Iowa is named Kinnick Stadium. So Pacer Kinnick, Colt Lambeau, my dream vacation. Did I explain to y'all we don't go on vacation? Because people charge money for vacations, and we want to eat, and we want to have air conditioning, and we want to pay our rent. So we don't go on vacations. My dream vacation was to drive up to Iowa, take a picture of Pacer in front of Kinnick Stadium, and then go to Lambeau Field and take a picture of Colt in front of Lambeau Field. I know it's never going to happen, but dream. We've met some people that work for American Airlines. Let's see if this will work. And they said we could use their. You can fly in their name and fly standby and pay the taxes and not have to pay to fly. Does that make sense? Now, standby means if there's an empty seat, you get to ride. If not, you don't get to. So we're like, we're going to Green Bay. Going to Green Bay Wednesday and Thursday and flying back Friday of spring break 2009. We had just enough money for the trip, for eating, and then we were getting paid on Friday, and then we were going to pay for the hotel with that check. All right, so they all planned out. We get to Green Bay, we go into the hotel. Do you remember any of this a little bit?
Yeah.
Go in the hotel, we check in, and then we go to eat across the street. I hope this works. Pacer was extremely disappointed. He asked for sweet tea, and the lady looked at him and didn't know what he was talking about. He looks at me like, what? I said, not everybody has stuff like that. I had a double hamburger. One of the patties was a bratwurst patty. Y'all already had bratwurst? It's like a hamburger, or not a hot dog, but amazing. This was a hamburger patty made out of bratwurst. The Angels brought it out from the kitchen and set it down, and there were choirs singing. It was amazing. And then we go to pay, and they bring the card back and say, card's declined. And I said, no, it can't be. No, it can't. There's money there. I learned something. If you have a debit card, where's the bank stuff? Is it on here? This thing moves. There it is. Okay. If you have a debit card and you check into a hotel, a lot of times they'll automatically take the money out. So we paid for the hotel. So we had no money. And I'm freaking out. He's like, okay, why are we here? Because we can't go to the stadium now. We can't tour the stadium. We have no money to eat. This is great. So I'm all flustered. And Christy talks to them. She calls the bank. After about an hour and a half, they get it straightened out. So we go visit the stadium. And all this time, I'm excited, but I'm kind of not excited. Here, I gotta do this. If I get fired, that's fine. I have to be able to see. Welcome to y'all's future. There's the hotel. Yeah, there's the hotel. Here's the restaurant right across the street that declined our card. We go to tour the stadium. Actually, we drove around the stadium first. They snowed that week, so they plowed it up. The boys never seen snow taller than them. There you go, you can see the snow. And we took the picture of Colt in front of Lambeau Field, and that's somewhere, and this is always gets messed up. Come on, please. Anyway, took a picture of Colt. I wasn't going to get Pacer's picture. I was getting part of it, but I really wished I could have gotten Pacer's picture. We go the next day to tour the stadium. We get out of the car. Can you see anything? Snow. We're at Lambeau Field. And it's like 31 degrees, no wind, just still. So it's not like and snow. It doesn't get more perfect than that. You're at Lambeau Field and it starts snowing. The boys said, "Dad, can we get autographs?" And I was like, "Okay, guys, look, it's March. Mini camps hadn't started yet. There's not going to be players there. Don't get. I want to get autographs." They kept talking autographs. We walk in. Nick Barnett is sitting in the little foyer there, their middle linebacker, giving autographs. So the boys get autographs. Is that you a little bit? Yeah, you got hair. We're waiting to tour the stadium. This is one of my favorite pictures ever. It was big, huge flakes. And I want you to look at this. You see that? What do you see? Tell me what you see. Hot blonde, number one, right? See the curly, wavy hair? Yes. What is that? She's smiling. And she's like really close and smiling. Something's wrong with her. But anyway. We'll fix the tour of the stadium. And I have a picture of the guy somewhere. I'll find it here. There's like 20 of us. And this guy comes up and he's explaining what we're fixing to do. And he's the perfect guy. He's just the guy, he had this gravelly voice that's going to take you on a tour of Lambeau Field. And I'm listening to every word he says. And all these people over here just chatting away. Like, would y'all shut your mouths and get, you know? And I start tearing up. I look at my boys. I'm at Lambeau Field, and here's my boys. And I start tearing up. And Christy looks at me and goes, "What?" I said, "Just imagine you're taking the boys to a mall. Okay, that's what I feel like right now. All right, that's the only thing you could relate to." We go through the stadium. Let's see, we get to the. Here we go. We get. No, that's not it. Where's the picture? That's not it. See how I moved some of this stuff? Anyway, right here. They redid the stadium. And the stadium was built in the mid-50s. They redid the stadium and moved the locker room from this end of the stadium to this end. And they moved some of the cement from the old walkway to the new walkway. And the guy stopped and said, "Okay, right here, this here is the cement that all the great Packers teams walked on. We moved that over here." And everybody's like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "Stop! Pacer, Colt, stand right here. Stand." Took a picture of it. Well, there was two guys doing the tour. The guy in the back saw that and he realized, this guy gets it. This guy understands. So he hung back with us and kind of talked with us and helped us do some things. Where's my second favorite? See, I move stuff, so it's not there. Anyway, he let us get up early before the crowd to get this picture. I'm smiling. I don't smile in pictures. I just normal look. I'll tell you, I'll go ahead a little bit. We ended up being late getting home, and you know those little church directory pictures, like has all little families in it and stuff. And it's just pansy pictures and just gross looking, just with the same little background. We skipped. We missed our picture. In the church directory, this is the Riles picture. That's perfect, right? Everywhere we went, people would say, they didn't say, "Where are y'all from?" They said, "Where are y'all from?" And we'd tell them and explain, middle name's Lambeau. Oh, and people would just go crazy. oh, Texas, they love the Packers. You know, they're just, we went to the restaurant in the stadium and we told them the story. And let me tell y'all, here's what you have to look forward to. Nose hair, in and out, ear hair, losing your sight, walking is difficult. That's what y'all got to look forward to. It's awesome. Your nose never stops growing, your ears never stop growing. That's why old men look so scary. Their ears like this big and the nose big. Thanks, God. That's horrible. We told the waitress that, and she brought the chef out, and we got this for free. That's called a frozen tundra. It is a huge slab of layers of ice cream with all kinds of junk on it. Here's a better look at it. For free. All because my beautiful wife named my kid's middle name Lambo. So things are going pretty good. We're going to get up the next day. I don't know if there's any other pictures. No. We get up the next day. We go to the airport. Early in the morning. The Green Bay Airport is not DFW. It's small. It's tiny. Did Mom show you Darian's picture? He flew into Green Bay and he took a picture of that stuff. We got bumped from the first flight. It was too full. I was not very happy. We got bumped from the second flight. And there is a couch. There's not waiting areas, there's a couch. Remember the couch? At Green Bay's airport. And we sat on that couch for about 3 hours. And then we finally got on a flight to Chicago. And I was like, okay, yes, good, everything's fine. We get to Chicago. Huge airport. We turn in our baggage. And we have to dress up because we're employees. There's a whatever you call it, dress code. We wear slacks, nice shirt, boots, and all that kind of stuff. So all of our clothes, all of our toothpaste, all of everything flies to Dallas. We get bumped from the first flight. Now there's a flight every hour. So I'm like, okay. Bump from this next flight. Bump from the next flight. This is like 6 in the afternoon. And Christy goes, talk to the lady, and the lady says, look, this is our spring break, and we've overbooked everything. So every flight, we've sold tickets for more seats than what we have. You're not getting out of here until Tuesday. I didn't look at her and say, oh, that's fantastic. What? Thank you. Wonderful. I'm freaking out. This cannot happen. School starts Monday. We don't have money for this. We budgeted at the hotel we just used. That's all we got. Because we're going to be home Friday night. So Christy makes some calls. We find this relatively cheap hotel. It's a big fancy hotel. And we take the free shuttle and we ride to the hotel. This is what it looked like. That was out our window. Indoor, outdoor. The boys they loved it. They thought this was the greatest thing ever. I'm going crazy because there's nothing I can do about it. This is costing us money. I have to get us home and I can't get us home. Does that make sense? So I'm just going nuts. I'm going crazy. This is the Chicago Hotel, Chicago Airport Marriott. How do you think the people working at the Chicago Airport Marriott would treat us like? Would they be very nice or would they be very rude? I was thinking, here's some big city folks fixing to be rude to us. The lady saw Christy's face, asked what was wrong. Christy starts crying. The lady said, what can we do? I'll bring you whatever. We'll go home. We'll get her offering all kinds of stuff. They were extremely nice. We get up the next morning. I have to take the boys swimming, and I'm not watching them. I'm making it drown. I wouldn't know. We get up the next day, 3:30 in the morning, because we got to get to the airport to try to get on the flights, knowing we can't get on the flights, but we have to try. So we get on the shuttle. It picks up several airports or several hotels. All these families are getting on. They're going on vacations, like fancy vacations. And this is at a time when the news is telling us that the economy is shot, recession is happening, and no one has any money, and there's no. But all these people have money to go on vacation. I don't know how that is. And this one family gets on. You remember the family? Will is. This family gets on, and they're different people from different parts of the country are different. They're extremely loud. We're not loud. I've taught my boys since they're born, no one needs to know you exist. When we go somewhere, just you're low and you don't call attention to yourself. They get on, they're just yelling and screaming and F this and F that, and the 15-year-old looks at mom and says, "This is effing gonna be good," and the mom doesn't slap the son, and I'm getting extremely mad. Now I told y'all first day, I'm a piece of garbage. I actually, at that point, in my head I thought, this human debris is getting exactly what they want. I want to get home so I can go to work, and that's wrong, but that was my frustration. We get to the airport, we get bumped. The last time the person tells Christy, y'all are 80th on the standby list. That means 80 seats have to be available for us to get on a plane. About 10 o'clock in the morning, I look at Christy, I said, the only way we're gonna get out of here, oh no, we tell them we'll go anywhere. We'll go anywhere. And they said, you don't understand, every flight to every place out of Chicago is booked. We would fly to Canada and come back with. So I looked at Christy, I said, the only way we can do this is to rent a car and drive. That's the only way we're gonna get home. So we take the shuttle to the rent-a-car place. I've got the boys, she's talking to the rent-a-car people, and they say, she starts crying. I go up and say, what's wrong? She goes, it's $750. So we get on the shuttle. We go back to the airport. We sit at the airport. The boys watched Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and to this day, I get physically ill if that is even brought up, because all I can think of is that frustration, and I'm just sitting there going crazy. How do we get out of here? How do we get out of here? Go back to the airport just to try again, and Christy finds this little place and looks up stuff, and she says, Jonathan, there are 2 flights out of Des Moines tomorrow night with 25 seats apiece on them. So we go to the rent-a-car place. We can rent a car for $200, drive to Des Moines, get on a plane, get home. Now this whole time, I am not completely immature. I'm told the boys, there's a reason this is happening. I'm not happy. I'm not excited. I said, there's a reason. And all these soldiers are running around. I said, maybe, so we remember I take y'all up. Thank you so much for what you're doing for me and my boys. Thank you for what I'm just looking for any reason. There's got to be some reason we're here. This is not just happening. I know enough to know things don't just happen. When Christy said we can drive to Des Moines, I just stopped and looked at her. I said, Christy, do you understand what that means? To drive from Chicago to Des Moines, you have to go through Iowa City. Iowa City has the University of Iowa. The University of Iowa has a stadium called Kinnick Stadium. I was going to get exactly what I wanted. It was going to work out exactly the way I wanted to. I wouldn't have planned it that way. Looking back, it's a funny story. That time it was horrible, but I got to get my picture of Pacer at Kinnick Stadium and Pope at Lambeau Field. Not the way I would have drew it up, but it worked out perfect. All right. So let's do this. Let's see. If I say success, if I say the word success, tell me without thinking anything that pops in your mind. Okay, success. So, tell me something that pops in your mind. Quickly, anything. Success. Money. Winning. So, what was it? Money or winning? Winning. Okay, what else? Competition. What? Money. Somebody said money. Things. Stuff. Popularity. Famous. I'm going to show you what success is. I'll follow it. We don't go on vacations, right? We talked about the hole the other day, right? Everybody's got a hole you're trying to fill up. People try to fill this hole up with popularity. We try to fill the hole up with sex. We try to fill the hole up with alcohol, with drugs, anything to try to fill that void. Am I making sense? Does any of it work? Does it work temporarily? Yeah, it can work temporarily. I told you before, I wake up every day and I'm successful. There have been times when we didn't have food to eat. That's where Mom's surprise came from. Back when they were tiny, we get paid once a month, and it gets tough that last month. But I was successful then. I'm not famous, but I'm successful. What is success? Think of the puzzle piece. What's success? What do I mean by the puzzle piece? You're right now in the middle of figuring out what your puzzle piece is, right? Your life's fixing to get going. If you base it on how much money I can make, how big a deal I can be, is that going to fill the hole up? Is that going to make that puzzle piece? You got to find what is your puzzle piece. And when you find your puzzle piece, that's what will fill the hole up. Coaching other people fills the hole up way more than any accomplishment I had. You know, if I was to make a play of football, watching other people that I'm around do it is way better than me doing it. I'm successful. Success for you is going to be different than success for this person. How many people in this world right now are going crazy trying to fill that hole? They're on their phones right now, desperately trying to get someone to give some little like or heart or whatever it is to anything in my life so I can feel good about it. And then it goes away. That ain't what it's about. It's about doing something real, what you're supposed to do, and that'll fill the hole. Success is helping other people. If you're helping people, if what you're doing is fixing what they need fixed, does that fill your hole up? When you help someone, when you make someone else's day, do you ever feel bad about that? You always feel good, no matter what. This is supposed to work. They put this up here so I can't write on the board, so I have to write on this. And if this is jacked up, I can't write. I'm not happy when that happens. Oh, is it already there? That's why. Okay. Oh, a little bit was right. Okay. What did you do? Oh my gosh. Well, what the heck? I'll do this. Let's say your purpose in life is to go from Paradise to Decatur. I know it's ridiculous, but stay with me. All right, so you're in. Oh gosh. Here's the band hall. Here's the gym. Here's the parking lot. All right, we're in Paradise. It's hard for me to write on this. Here's Decatur. Your car's in the parking lot. What do we need to do? My purpose is to get to Decatur. Tell me what I need to do. Do I get in the car? All right, I start it. How do I need to go? Okay, wait. I get here. Let's say I get to here right here. I have to make a choice. There's several choices. I can go back where I was. I can drive through the gym. I can go right, or I can go left. 4 choices. 1 horrible, going to the gym. The other one going back, that's dumb. Are there 2 choices that are livable? Turning right, turning left. Turning right is not the best decision, but I can deal with that. Turning left is the best decision. So I get down here by Main Street. What do I have to do here? Make a decision. I have several choices. I can go straight, left, right, turn around and go back. Same thing. There's a horrible choice, there's a dumb choice, and there's two choices. One of them is better than the other. Let's say I'm not thinking it. What's the best choice? Go here, go here. And I've made it to Decatur, no problems, everything's great, because you did what? You were aware of things and you make great decisions. Correct? So say I mess up and I go, I wonder if this will work. Go down here. I'm going the wrong way, but is my life destroyed? I'm oblivious to what's going on. I like Taylor right now, she's looking up. I'm not Taylor right now. Say I mess up and I go this way. And I keep messing up and I end up in Springtown. If I don't realize I've made several bad decisions, is it getting worse every bad decision I make? It's getting worse and worse. And if I don't fix it or realize it, I'm not gonna do anything about it. If I'm in Springtown, I can get back and go here and I just missed about 10, 15 minutes. Let's say I keep going to Weatherford, and then I get on 20 and I end up out here in El Paso. And then my car breaks down and I realize, oh, this isn't where I'm supposed to be. And my car's broke down and I don't have a job and I don't have any money. Is it possible to get back to Decatur? It's going to take a lot of work. You're going to have to go through a lot of crap that you wouldn't have to go through if you'd have just paid attention here or stopped and realized or listened to somebody along the way. Who made it hard right here? Whose fault is this? It's my fault I'm here. It's not anybody else's fault. Well, there wasn't a sign that said, well, yeah, there was a sign, you just didn't look. There's a sign that says Decatur this way, you know. Does that kind of make sense? That's what life's like. You've got to have a purpose. You got to know where you're going, and you got to realize what it's going to take to get there, and keep what's important important. Don't let things that ain't important force you to go to El Paso. Right? We're almost done today. Has anything we've done this week, does it make sense to you? Do you see what I'm trying to do? I want y'all to see that life is not what you've always felt it is or what people have told you it is, and that crap happening to you is okay. If you think about the future, you'll be way better off. Because if you think about the future, can that keep you from, if you're looking at your phone, are you going to step in mud puddles? Yeah. Make sure you got your eyes on what you need to have your eyes on. Don't feel good now. Feel good later. Eat the broccoli now. Save the ice cream for later. I don't like broccoli. I don't like it. It's good for you, but I don't like it. Here's the plan for, and I want you to be honest, does everybody feel like you got something this week so far? I don't want you to leave this room without getting something. Because it's my job to give you something before you leave every day. I want to make sure I give you something. Tomorrow and Friday, we're going to watch some videos. I might talk a little, so you don't have to hear me yap all day. We're going to watch some videos about life. Some of them you'll laugh at, some of them you'll cry at. But after, let's see, Thursday, Friday, Monday, I'll start telling you how the class goes. And then Tuesday, we might start doing government stuff. So if that's what you've been waiting for, good news. Government is on the way. Paper and pens will be used next week. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that great? No matter what we do in here, no matter what we do, here's the extent of what you're doing. whang. You're not cleaning out a frac tank. Has anybody cleaned a frac tank before? Let me tell you how you do this. My boss one day, a few summers ago, said he came in hat in hand, just got his head kind of ducked down. He goes, "We got a job for y'all, and it's not good." Okay, whatever. Frac tank is those big metal container-looking things or trailers, and they suck all the junk out of the wells, the sand, and the gunk, and the chemicals, and you have to go clean them out. And you go to the top of the box. It's July, middle of July, and you have a metal box filled with wet sand. No windows, no vents, and there's a box or an opening about like this in the top. I almost couldn't get in, and I was very happy. It wasn't because I was too fat. My shoulders couldn't hardly fit in. So I'm barely get in. There's no ladder. There's just rebar going across. You could try to kind of, and you're standing in this much sand, wet sand. There is a little hole here. They put a fire hose in there, and you have a squeegee. There's two of you in there. And there's a little opening at the bottom, and you basically cram all that junk out that little hole. Meanwhile, you can't breathe because there's about 250% humidity in there. It's a metal box in July. It takes about 40. You won't ever have to do that in here. All you gotta do is this. So, see y'all tomorrow. That was a fantastic day.